Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the backstory with Obonyo Majiwa. Today I'm here with my friend Kevin, the one and only Kevin the Bold. He's my friend, I've known him for quite some time. And I came over to come and say hi. I've been watching him and I passed by to come and say hi to him. How are you, my friend Kevin?
I'm fine. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Hey, I like your analysis, my friend.
Asante sana. Asante sana.
You've been doing a very good job. And I'm your ardent follower.
Wow.
And your student as well.
Asante sana. Yeah, guys. So Obonyo is coming to analysis and said now. I know we've been talking a bit, but I told him, "Wacha kuja nyumbani, wacha let's have this discussion live kidogo." And I want you to promise me as Team Bold. I want this channel ingie 1,000 the next 3 days. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe.
Thank you. Subscribe and hit that notification button down below. So that you can be notified when we post.
Na unajua mtu anapitia huko anakuanga na content poa.
Exactly. Ukiona nafuatilia huyu jamaa, hata hapo utapata content mzuri sana.
Yes,
you can watch the other videos that we've done so that you can gauge what we going to give you at the end of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you told me about Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
And you had so many questions that I told you, if there is a man I really understand for the last few years that I've been doing analysis and I've also been in media, I know I've covered Uhuru's elections, not elections, I covered the 2017 election. Yes, 2013 I was still in school, but I followed it. Then I covered 2022 extensively, and I told you I understand Uhuru Kenyatta. So you will ask all those questions, I'll tell you.
Because, I also started watching you. And in your analysis, some of your predictions, I think, always came true. So I would always go back to your videos, the previous videos, and watch. And I was like, is this guy a prophet or what? What is happening? So that is how I developed interest in watching more and more of your videos about Uhuru Kenyatta, about Raila, and all that.
And the handshake.
But
I was a very big champion of that handshake.
Exactly. So there have been a lot of political developments in Kenya. More so revolving around Azimio, the handshake, Uhuru's relationship with Baba and all that. There was a time Uhuru Kenyatta went off politics. Then of late he came back with him going to a fundraiser at Kalonzo Musyoka's backyard, which is Mwingi.
Yes. Then
in that forum, he talked about him still being in Azimio.
Yes.
What do you think Uhuru is up to?
You know, I have always said something that apart from Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta being a former president, Uhuru Kenyatta was a politician. And remember, he was in politics for, by then, 2002 during my time. Yeah. So before he became president, he was in politics for last 10 years.
For 10 years.
I don't even think Uhuru left. After the transition and the Raila and the team, after Azimio didn't make it, so there are different ways people were reacting. And Uhuru was harshly, beaten by the Kenya Kwanza side. And in fact, he was the punching bag. I think in my Bold podcast we were saying Uhuru needed to retreat. He just retreated so that he will disorganize the Kenya Kwanza team. And I can tell you that immediately he retreated, the blame on Uhuru is the problem went down, and Kenyans started having a clear view of the picture. A wider view of the picture.
They're able to tell about the incompetence
of
the current regime.
Before that, everything was Uhuru is wrong.
Yeah,
Uhuru is wrong. Now when Uhuru took a back seat, he relaxed. He relaxed because he just wanted to see, let me see how things roll.
Let me give them time.
Let me give them time. And that is the time even Kenyans and those who had supported William Ruto started saying, you know what? Things are not right. And even those who are part of the inner circle You could see the David Ndii, you could see the Ahmed Nasir, you could see a number of legislators from even Rift Valley. Even remember Wamushomba. Wamushomba was not talking when Uhuru was being blamed.
Yes.
So he retreated and the whole thing became disorganized. Now, when do you think he's back? I can tell you something I used to say before the last general election.
Yeah.
What the people of Mount Kenya needed was something called Mount Kenya consciousness. They just needed to be conscious. Because Uhuru said, I warned you. And he used to say, I was warning you. There is an article that is here that was saying Kitaturamba is a word that was trending for a better part of this year. I don't know that you saw that.
Yeah, exactly. And that, let me cut you short. If you look at the social media, there are so many Mount Kenya residents who've been playing the Kitaturamba, Kimeturamba.
Yes.
They're not talking about Kitaturamba. They're talking Kimeturamba.
Now, that is why Uhuru is back. Uhuru is just back, not even to campaign, not even to politic. The moment Uhuru is in the picture, the people of the mountain are just having the consciousness. And that is why you see there is an attempt, when you listen to Vox Pop, the voice of the people, you'll see Kenyans saying, better Uhuru time than now.
Exactly.
Why do you think they're saying better Uhuru time? Because Uhuru is now in the picture. So it's just come back to make Kenyans have the conscious understanding that things are wrong. And to Mount Kenya, his coming back is something that is rattling Ruto, because apart from him being a former president, he had that national following. But Uhuru was ejected from Mount Kenya because of a short-term political venom.
Short-term gain.
It was just a short-term gain. It's not something that you could sustain. You cannot compare that with how maybe politicians like Raila Odinga got to the helm of the national politics. ODM party, he has had ODM party for like the better part of his time.
It's something that is not sustainable.
Yes.
Kind of in the long term.
Yes. And that is why I've been saying, it is not potent to say Uhuru betrayed me in 2027. You cannot say that in Mount Kenya. So he's back, and it is going to rattle the region, because I have gone to Nyeri, I have gone to Kirinyaga, I have gone to Murang'a. When you are in that area, I'm telling you, people are saying, tunataka Uhuru
Arudi.
Tunataka Uhuru arudi. Is because that venom that was planted, and they even started after getting to power, they even started going after Kenyatta family. The farm is raided, or kila mtu alipe tax, so we were like looking for the land question and all that. But all that backfired. And Uhuru is back to rattle and take over the mountain.
And that leads me to the question, because Uhuru was a president for 10 years.
Yes.
Already he has political supporters, he has links, he has like a grassroots network. Not only in Mount Kenya, but the whole country.
Yes.
Now that he's come back, do you think he can activate his grassroots support leading to 2027?
Leave alone even the national. He also had a party.
Yeah, he had a party.
Which is a party that he used twice to win. A national party, not a village party. So the question of he can activate is neither yes or no. It is about people taking the initiative. He cannot activate. Because he cannot come to the picture.
Exactly.
But I think at this point Kenyans are. It is just, people just need an enabler. The Jubilee Party is just a Mount Kenya enabler. Fine, we want to tell the government this is wrong, but where? How? Where's the platform? So for him, he creates that. Number two, the fact that he is coming in the picture, people are hopeless. Like things have become bad and the leadership is maintaining, it doesn't matter what you think, me, I know this is the right thing. It's not the right time to be popular. Things are going to be better hapa mbele. So, him being in the picture is giving people hope.
Exactly.
Giving people hope that, okay, let's push. And if you listen to his message in the last NDC, he said that Kenyans, and he was talking about Kenyatta, he was saying that Kenyans must take the initiative to work for their country and make sure they rescue their
transform
country.
the country.
Transform the country. And that is the point.
Exactly. Now, you've talked about guys taking over the initiative. It's just an enabler. And just recently, I saw Jeremiah Kioni, who is the Jubilee Party's Secretary General, and the Vice Chairman, Murade. They have been very active of late. They were in Nakuru, then they went to Nyandarua, they went to Lamu, they went to Mombasa. And in their discussions, they were like kind of trying to reawaken Jubilee in those areas that they had strength. So, looking at UDA as well, UDA is also losing shape in Mount Kenya. Are these people working on Jubilee to be an alternative to UDA in Mount Kenya heading to 2027?
In fact, I have a privilege. I speak to quite a number of people from the Jubilee side. Quite a number of people. And one thing they tell you is they're not even making an alternative. They want it to be their only choice.
The main party.
They want it to be the main party. Remember, let me tell you, I wish, I know people who follow me know this. The UDA party doesn't belong to Kikuyu community. Take that to bank. It doesn't. And if someone is thinking this is a propaganda, then just have been saying Ruto transition is starting in 2027, it might end in 2032 or it might end in that 2027. At that point, Ruto transition will end. That is when Kikuyu community will know that party doesn't belong to them. Remember, that party was, if you read the history of that party, it answered like Kipirura na Kirwa. Kochini. Then it was Karabitiwa.
Then they handed it over to...
Yes. Look at the recent debate about that party. Mount Kenya was demanding Rigathi Gachagua be made the deputy party leader. The only
deputy.
And then be given the SG. President said no. And that is the loophole that even that Jubilee knows, because you know, you can say UDA is an alternative, Jubilee is an alternative UDA if UDA. Do you know UDA has a headquarters in Nyeri, and during these activations there's no single activation of UDA party that has been done in Nyeri. And if you go to Nyeri town and ask them where is the UDA headquarters, if you talk to 10 people, 7 people don't know where that office is. So I know very well that, and you know, Jubilee had been there. Jubilee had already been there.
It has its roots.
The reason why it can make its way and become the only party is because the burden of proof, there is something called the burden of proof. The burden of proof is, what have you done for me? The burden of proving value is on UDA. Jubilee doesn't have a burden of proving the value.
Exactly, yeah. They promised a lot. They need to act and let people embrace them, which they are not doing right now.
Jubilee doesn't owe anyone anything as we speak. Their time was in 2022. They had finished. So you cannot ask Jubilee in 2022, what's your track record? No, they don't have. So then, it's a house that they can get and really went through. And by the way, they didn't perform poorly. By the way, they tried. The only thing is that it went against the grain. And
then it's a party that they can be proud of, because they have Murade, who is the vice, coming from Central. And Kioni, the Secretary General,
coming from Central.
So, while in the other one, Malala comes from Western, the chairman comes from Rift Valley and all that. Now, if we look at all these developments, Uhuru Kenyatta is back in the political scene. And previously, before he came, there were those attacks, all the blames going to Uhuru Kenyatta. But as at now, he's back, and the likes of the deputy president are not attacking him. Why so?
You know, let me tell you. Do you remember Rigathi saying, I want to meet Uhuru Kenyatta?
Yeah, yes.
You remember? That I have forgiven Uhuru.
Yeah, it's not time for politics.
It's not time for politics. You know, the reason why he was doing that is because his plan A was to make sure that Mount Kenya is united around him.
Oh, okay.
Then when he realized that different interests were at play, it could not work. Then he was left alone reigner. And the reason why he was looking for Uhuru Kenyatta was to unify Mount Kenya. Now, I know reliably informed that Uhuru said, no, thank you. Oh, not now. He didn't say that I don't want, but he said not now. Now, the reason why you cannot attack Uhuru now is because when you attack Uhuru Kenyatta, you are an escapist. Because people don't believe on Uhuru is why we are in this mess.
Exactly.
You know, I've always been saying this. There is something in this country. The level of internet penetration is very high. And that is why the digital space is thriving. And it has an advantage of the level of awareness is very high. People watch our videos. People read newspapers. People are in TikTok.
They listen to
radio. They get everything. Recently, during Uhuru's birthday, a day after that, there was a team that went to Githurai. And they tried to say, the host there was trying to say, nisalimie Uhuru. Wakasema, nisalimie Ruto. Hapana. Salimia Gachagua. Hapana. Salimia Shagata. Hapana. Nisalimie Uhuru. Things went crazy.
Yeah,
you remember?
I remember that.
So, even just that simple understanding will tell you that Uhuru, people no longer buy that old, tired narrative of we left dilapidated economy, that we are here because of Uhuru Kenyatta. So you cannot go to attack him, because if you attack him, you say Uhuru is this, then people ask you, wewe punguza bei ya mafuta, punguza bei ya unga, and that is why they have slowed down. Yes.
Good. Now, Uhuru, looking at his presidency, has been a very peaceful man. Pre his presidency, during Kibaki, his presidency, and the handshake as well, when the handshake came in.
Yes.
You find that he sacrificed so as to accommodate Raila, so that we could have peace in Kenya.
Even against the wish of Kina William.
Exactly. And even regionally, he's been championing for peace, even in DRC. What do you think about his role going forward?
There is something I do say, and I want to tell you here, and I will tell your viewers here. The handshake between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga was idealistic. It was an idea that you can idolize. And apart from the ideology, it was a situation, it was a son and it was a father-son relationship.
Yeah.
And there is something you cannot take away from Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru is a genuine man.
He's a very honest man.
He's very honest.
Tell it even from his
I've been saying here, I cannot marvel at any handshake between Raila Odinga and William Ruto if there is something like that, because Ruto is cunning.
He's a fox.
Hey, Ruto is going to snitch on you any minute.
He's a political fox.
So Uhuru is very truthful. And the reason why, even at the regional, we've had all these issues about the alliance that was formed here. It was formed in a country where the former head of state, Uhuru Kenyatta, is leading peace process in DRC.
Yeah.
So our regional diplomacy, we've had a disaster at our regional diplomacy. While he's coming at, when he's at the table, Uhuru doesn't see magic, doesn't see something very weird, something very magic on two leaders, even the M23 bells and the other side, sitting together and talking. Because he knows, look at how there was a difference between him and Raila Odinga. Who will even think?
But they eventually
had that handshake.
Yeah.
And I want to say, handshake is what Uhuru Kenyatta is exporting to DRC. That is
to the region, not to DRC.
Yes, that is the product he's exporting in the region. And the current crop of leaders we have now are not, they cannot withstand that. They will always want it to fail. They will always want, they think it's about Uhuru Kenyatta, who is going to get his accolades. And I think it's just a matter of, you know, when he fails and creates more enemies around it. But Uhuru is genuine about it. That's for sure, I can tell you. Uhuru is very genuine
about peace in DRC.
About peace in DRC. And about peace. Because it is not that, you know, I've been saying, does he have anything to gain?
Personally, no.
Personally, no. He can still just go back and relax, spend his time with his family, and but he accepted to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, to sum everything up now, let's narrow down to the Mount Kenya politics with Uhuru coming back. Is he still going to be the kingpin? Is he still going to be the man to go to give direction to the region? And two, if he manages to consolidate Mount Kenya and Ruto loses Mount Kenya heading to 2027, do you see Ruto making it for his second?
Let me ask you this. Let me just answer the second one. Free and fair election. Ruto is home. Ruto cannot win 2027.
Free and fair.
Let me sip this. Free and fair. How is he? This for sure, I'm telling you. And I want to be very, and I think I've done this video. I've done this video and I've been saying this. Just Nairobi here, you know, these Ruto policies, they have affected Nairobi more than any other place.
Exactly.
More than any other place. So that 200,000 gap that Chebukati allegedly gave between him and Raila, you know, 2022 was very tight.
Yeah, it was very tight.
And I can tell you 2027 will be tighter. That's for sure, I can tell you.
Tighter than we might think.
That's number one is Nairobi factor. Not even Nairobi, the town factor.
The town factor. Nairobi,
look at the urban. Look at the urban economy is mutilated and butchered.
And the working class.
The working class. That group, there are 797,000 civil servants.
Yeah.
Who are complaining? I'm telling you, and I've been saying, by the time, oh my goodness. You know, Azimio just needs to hold together.
Yeah.
They need to do two things. They hold, get a candidate, and just keep on reminding workers, housing fund, nyumba ziko wapi? Housing levy, nyumba ziko wapi? Just keep on reminding fund. Bei ya petrol majuu iko juu, hapa iko chini. You know, just need to remind Kenyans about that.
And the best thing is that Kenyans are also consuming this information on their gadgets. They're able to tell.
Number two, Mount Kenya has withdrawal symptoms from the ballot.
So,
withdrawal from the ballot. By the way, they will not turn out. There is no humira. Forget about it. Because
there will be
the humira was on hustlers.
Oh yeah.
There is no more hustler thing.
The narrative is dying.
So that one, I've answered the second question on Ruto losing. Not even whether Uhuru can. I'm telling you, I have a friend here who was telling me. Oh, I'm saying it. I was supposed to do it in my video, but he was telling me, Kevin, Azimio needs to go for Sifuna.
For the presidency.
Yes. No. Azimio just need to pull a card. Go for Sifuna. Leave alone even Kalonzo. Go for Sifuna and give him a running mate.
A young man who is very vibrant.
Yes. Go for someone giving him a running mate.
Maybe from Central.
Or go just get someone and give him a running mate. Now, that was to show you that people don't care about. There will come a time, and let me tell you, there will come a time where it is not about who we are electing. It is about the need to change guard. The need to change guard.
We need someone
it will
else.
Supersede.
It doesn't matter who.
It doesn't matter who, but we need to try someone else.
Because if we tried this one, it's not working.
You know, Ruto was a trial, yeah. You know what? That's one thing. Ruto was a pilot. It was a risk
that we took.
It was a risk that it was.
And it's not working.
Ruto presidency was a pilot program, and if the pilot fails, then you cannot roll out the full program. That is what Kenyans also need to know, that if you've tried with the pilot and the pilot is not working, you cannot roll out the full program.
You need to try to get...
And that is on losing. Now, you asked the question on Uhuru Kenyatta taking over, the question of the kingpin. Let me tell you, as we talk now, Mount Kenya kingpin is Uhuru Kenyatta. Show me who else, and I tell you why it's not him. Why is not that person? Show me who else.
The deputy has been working on consolidating Mount Kenya.
Rigathi Gachagua is just the deputy president.
But he's not a kingpin.
No. Himself, he has said he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want to be a kingpin.
Himself, he has said he doesn't want it. Now, this is why Rigathi is not Mount Kenya kingpinship. I want to tell you, I've been analyzing Mount Kenya politics for long, and some of these people will, and kindly subscribe. My friend Jackie tells me in Mount Kenya, there is Mudhamaki, which is those elders. Oh, yeah. There is church council, and then there is the business council.
Jackie tells you there is the Mudhamaki.
Jackie tells me there is Mudhamaki. Then there is the church council. Then there is that business council. Jamba. Now, all these three, they don't converge in Rigathi. They don't converge in Rigathi. Tell me any single day you have seen Rigathi Gachagua with elders. Hata kivaliwa ile kitu. No.
He's a lone man.
For Uhuru Kenyatta to become kingpin in 2000 and by the way, Uhuru became kingpin in 2013. It had to take Michuki to take Uhuru Kenyatta na akavalishwa.
Na jai rudisha.
Yes. And you know why Rigathi cannot do it? Because the pastor Rigathi believes on church council. And they believe so long as God, it's not. But when it comes to kingpin, there's a lot that comes from it. That is just one angle.
It has to be conferred.
That is just one angle. Number two, Rigathi has failed the test of popularity.
In Central.
Yes. He has failed the test of popularity. Can I shock you? Do you know during this year, Rigathi has not attended any function in Murang'a if it is not a church function, which is once, or a wedding.
He's not so is.
Do you know when Murang'a MCAs were fighting, there was someone who had been ejected from that county assembly. Oh, yeah. And they sent Malala to that county assembly to go to talk to those MCAs because Malala is the SG of UDA party. When those MCAs, they chased Malala. Then Malala told them, I've been sent by Rigathi. So that, what am I going to say? Malala was locked in that county assembly for 6 hours, came out, could not address that county, couldn't even address journalists and had to get his canned leave. Do you know that Meru MCAs were summoned? I believe that he doesn't have it. He doesn't really. Number three, he was given coffee. And let me tell you.
Coffee and tea.
Coffee and tea. Now, one thing that will propel Rigathi Gachagua is that coffee. As we talk, Wamushomba is saying we were promised 80 shillings per kg and it has not been.
It has not worked.
It has not worked. We've not seen it.
Macadamia is...
He went to the US, the Starbucks are saying, after you collapse the people in the supply chain, we are at the risk of receiving low quality. Oh, yeah. So they have declined. So the other day he was meeting the UK, Neil Wigan, the UK ambassador, around the same coffee. Seems to be like. So he has failed. And no, in January this year, during the cabinet meeting in Nanyuki, Ruto gave him a rope. Told him, Wewe, your coffee. He gave him a rope to go and hang himself.
Because eventually, this is 1 year later, and all the promises that he made to Mount Kenya farmers on coffee, on tea, on macadamia, on milk, nothing has worked. So how is he going back to them?
He doesn't have anything to show for it.
Okay, thank you very much, Kevo, for this.
Yes.
So much grateful for your insights.
Yes. And be coming back.
Guys, expect more and more of this from one and only Kevo the Bold.
And kitu nataka mfanye mzee, kindly subscribe.
Kindly support this channel.
Support this channel.
Support this channel by subscribing and hitting the notification bell down below so that when we have such discussions again in future, you'll be notified.
Yes, we've supported many other analysts, and I want to tell you by the mimi sasa I don't support watu ambao wanajua hawajui. This is going to be a good one, and if you watch the other videos that he's been doing, I'll really be so happy. I'll keep on sharing. I also want to share this and also share this and subscribe so that we can hit that 1,000 in the next few days.
We're on the road to 1,000, guys.
Yes.
Kindly subscribe, like and share. Support us, like, share, and hit the notification bell down below.
Asante.
Asante sana Kevo.
Asante.